Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at Rayan Cherki, the French 16-year-old from Lyon, an attacking midfielder and winger that is looking to definitely develop very well with Lyon, and I'm sure we'll get a big money move at some stage of his career. Big attributes to look out for are the flair and technique of the player, that his best attributes, but dribbling, first touch and the determination are all high points on his record. So what we'll do is we'll jump 5 years in the future, see where he's at, and go from there. Okay, so he's still at Lyon after 5 years, valued at £21 million. We can see that his technique, flair, first touch and dribbling have all increased. He's overall getting better and better year on year. Hasn't made his French national team appearance yet, but has played 31 times for the under-21s. We can see that he is wanted by Real Madrid, so he is obviously on the radar of the biggest clubs in the world. Let's take a look at his performances. So we can see he did play for the first team quite a bit, not performing massively well during the period, but has started to pick that up now in the latter stages, with last year getting a 7.18 overall rating, but playing very well for the second team in National 2. So milestones wise, he has won the French Cup with the team this year, so he is getting better over the time frame that he's been given over the 5 years. At 22 years old, he's still got room for growth, so I'm still expecting these to increase and get better. Certainly a player that with either foot can play on either wing as well as behind or as a striker. Only 13 finishing, but still something that is definitely usable if needed. But we'll jump again, see where he's at in another 5 years, and go from there. Okay, so we did see that he was wanted by Madrid, but it wasn't this Madrid. So he's at Atletico Madrid now, 15 caps and 3 goals for France. We can see his stats haven't improved massively, but there are some areas of improvement he's made, but nothing too drastic really. Valued at £66 million, 26 years old, so in his prime now. Did move to Atletico Madrid for £49.5 million, so a big chunk of money, and it doesn't look like they've really got the best out of him at the moment. Last season he did do okay, 7.37 rating with 11 assists in 36 games, and with 6 goals as well. So he has got better, but still not really hitting the highs that you'd probably have hoped, especially with performance-wise anyway, over those few years he's had. Certainly a player that could still improve slightly, but I'm not imagining too much. But we will jump again 5 years, see where he's at that point, and then we'll check up on the milestones from Atletico Madrid and if he moves on anywhere else. Okie doke, so he's back in France once again. We can see his attributes have decreased slightly. He's still got good technique and flair, but they're still not quite as good as they once were when he was a little younger. 31 years of age now. Made 37 caps and 4 goals for France, so nothing too massive. I have to say I'm not overall surprised that he's moved to Paris Saint-Germain, but we can take a look at his career path. So like we saw, he was at Atletico Madrid for a long time, didn't perform massively well, then moved to Juventus for £26.5 million. So played okay there, got a 7 rating, but nothing massive. Then obviously went on to PSG, being bought for £44.5 million. Now looking at his appearances there, I don't know, we'll have to take a look if he's got injured over that time frame, but he only made 15 appearances in 3 years for PSG, which is a bit of a surprise. I mean, he hasn't performed well in those periods, but let's take a quick look, see if he has. It doesn't look like anything major, only a few days, a couple of weeks here and there, so nothing serious really, since back when he was at Atletico Madrid. Milestones wise, it does look like with Paris he has won a few things, but again, because he hasn't played in those games, you can't really say he's really been the one to win it. He has won a couple of games for Juventus and Atletico Madrid. A couple of games, a couple of trophies, but nothing spectacular. We'll jump again, see where he's at, if he's retired and what's going on there, and go from that point. Okay, so we've got Rayan Cherki now at the age of 35 where he's retired. 37 appearances, 4 goals overall for France. You can see that he obviously moved from Paris to Wolves after only playing 19 games for them. Didn't play, he played 32 games for Wolves and then off to Lorient, back in France again for another 14 games. really, playing only just under 400 games and scoring 78 goals is not the amount that I was expecting for him. I thought he'd have performed a lot better at a lot bigger clubs. I mean, he's been at big clubs, but not performed at all. Atletico Madrid was probably his only period of real consistency, but dropped off very quickly with the amount of games he played. We can see also, though, that he did get 10 trophies in his career, which is obviously a decent haul for a player like Rayan Cherki, but it's still not the best that it could have been with regards to things. But that's by the by. Not a massively well performed player out of all the players we've seen, but one to keep an eye on if you do take a look. I'm sure you could get him firing a bit better than what the Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain definitely did. So, but anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. If you did, like and subscribe the video and all that good stuff, and we'll catch you next time.